Why are you searching for Jesus Christ? What prompted your search? And once you've begun to search for Jesus, what has nourished your faith along the way? This weekend, we celebrate the Epiphany, when we have the journey of the Magi, or kings, or wise men, who see a star that rises. So for them is a sign, we don't quite know why, but for them is a sign that a new king has been born, whom they want to go and find. That star, from their vantage point in present day in Persia, probably present day Iran, tells them to go and look for a king over in Israel. So once they arrive in Israel, they go obviously to the capital, to Jerusalem, where they ask the question of where this new king is. And King Herod, evil though he is, gathers together the scribes, those who know the scriptures, and asks them what the scriptures say about where this king will be born. And they give him the answer in Bethlehem. And so armed with this knowledge of where and when this newborn king would be born, the Magi then go on the journey to find Jesus for themselves. And in doing so, their journey forms a great model for our spiritual journey as well. As something that sets us off on our search, then what nourishes us along the way, and the steps we take in our journey. Let's have a look at that together now. So again, that original question, what has sparked your search? What has led you to want to find Jesus for yourself? Chances are you're like me. You were brought up in a Catholic family where you were probably baptized before you knew anything about it. But at some stage, something has prompted you to search for Jesus for yourself. What has been the star in your life? For me, it was a Catholic youth team who, when I was 14 years old, had this incredible joy and energy in life that I wanted, that I did not have, but I wanted to be like them. And so I wanted to find the God, the Jesus Christ whom they spoke of and loved. That began my search. If you're in that early stage of your search, and maybe even this past Christmas has been what's prompted it for you, then we want to offer you programs in our parish this year that might help you in that journey. The first one is called, quite appropriately, The Search. It's a 6-week video series with beautiful videos which ask evocative questions, which invite us to reflect on who Jesus is and why we might be drawn to him. It's a series which really evokes awe and wonder. We'll be running it over 6 weeks, either on a Thursday lunchtime or a Thursday evening, and you'll get the details of that very soon in the bulletin. Then very similarly, after Easter, we'll offer a similar program called Alpha. Alpha is really well known to many of us. It's been done by millions of people around the world in many different churches. And it very similarly invites people to go on the beginning of their faith journey, asking the question, is there more to life than this? Maybe you, or maybe someone you know, is just discontent with life and wonders that deeper questions arising in your heart. Is there more to life than this? Alpha then asks, is Christianity boring and untrue and irrelevant, or does it have something to offer as we seek the more in life? We'll be offering Alpha after Easter, beginning in the end of April. But if you are already well on your journey, you've set your heart upon Jesus, you're committed to be his disciple, now you want to go further and deeper with him. You are nourishing your faith and trying to activate your heart more and more. Well, likewise, we in the parish would like to offer you a range of things this year that might help you continue on your journey. And the first one is going to be very early this year. It's going to be in January, and it's to read De Lexi Te, which is Pope Leo's first encyclical letter, encyclical exhortation to the Church. Just a very simple little book, which is on the love for the poor. It's very much following the footsteps of Pope Francis, but adding his own touch. So we'll be offering morning and evening sessions for that, and you can sign up for it right now. Then we begin Lent in the middle of February, and we offer a range of things during Lent. As we do every year, there are scripture groups who get together and read, using a little guided series, read the scriptures of the coming Sunday and reflect upon them together. And we'll have those advertised from the beginning of February. But this year we'll also offer a couple of alternatives to that format of reading scripture directly. And one is called Finding God in All Things. This is going to be using an Ignatian, program to help reflect on our own lives and say, can I find God at work in my life and in the world? We then look to Scripture in a different way. We kind of contemplate Scripture in a very beautiful, gentle way. Again, there will be morning and evening sessions offered from the end of February. And then we'll also offer a creative Lenten reflection series using different art mediums of art and creativity to look at scripture and the themes of Lent, but then respond not just in words, but using our hands and our hands and our creativity as well. Then throughout the whole year, there's a year-long series which people have done every year, the Bible Timeline, where we look at the entire journey of the Bible, delving deeply to try and understand Scripture more deeply. If you've been to Mass for years and you hear bits of Scripture every week but can't think, I don't really understand the context, this series gives the context. You might see the name here, Jeff Cavins. He's the main teacher of the series. Many of you might know Father Mike Schmitz, who's become quite famous for his podcasts. But Jeff Cavins is kind of the brains behind Father Mike, so a great teacher. This runs every Tuesday night. Likewise, there's a Bible study group which meets every Friday morning from beginning again at the end of January. They meet and simply look at the scriptures of the coming week and talk together about what God might be saying to them through the scriptures. And this is just in the first half of the year. There will be more things coming later in the second half of the year as well. But the goal of the Christian life is not to do all the programs. That's not it at all. We can get stuck in a busyness of just going to event after event, going to things in church again and again, when really the goal is to take the steps to come and worship Jesus. And so what I want to invite you to do is just to find the one thing this year, the one series, the one program, the one book, the one retreat, which might best help you to take your next step forward toward Jesus. Doing program after program won't be it, but we offer you a variety of things in the parish so that you might find the one thing which is the best fit for you. Or you may have access to things beyond the parish too. A friend of mine told me that on New Year's Day he booked in his annual retreat at a Carmelite monastery. Another friend told me very proud that he'd finished doing the 365 days, the daily Rosary in a Year podcast last year. And that scripture in a year, the Bible in a year, catechism in a year, Rosary in a Year podcast are still available to start anytime you like. So I invite you to think for yourself. What has prompted your search? And are you beginning that search now? What have been the scriptures and the other sources which are nourishing you to go further, to know and love Jesus more deeply? And what are the steps you are taking? What is your next best step that will help you to come to know and love and worship Jesus, just like the wise men did?